Hey guys, in this video we're going to finish our crafting recipes button, and we're also going to set up navigation so that when you click on one of them it will highlight it and open some kind of widget. So first thing we need to do is open the crafting button widget. In here we need a way to get the item info so we can set all of this up. To do that, go to graph and we will set up index for each button. So in your variables add a new one, and this will be crafting button index. Type integer and we'll make it instance editable and expose on spawn. Compile and save. Now where we're creating these crafting buttons, which is in our crafting widget, go to graph and here we got show crafting recipes. Right click on this create widget and refresh nodes. That will give us our crafting button index, and we will just connect the array index. So for each crafting recipe we will have a different index on each button. So compile and save. And now in our crafting button widget we can delete the pre-construct and tick. We need to get a player reference, so we'll cuss to player blueprint. We'll get player character, and as player character we will promote it to variable called player reference, player ref. And now all we need to do is just get our crafting recipes. We will get a copy on this index of this button, and that will give us output not item info yet but the data table row. So we need to get data, break it open first, break data table row handle, and now from the row name we'll get data table row connected here. The data table will be items dt, and this will now give us item info that we can just promote to a variable, and this will be our item info. Compile and save. And now we got item info. We can set all of the other things up, so we'll just create new custom event. So add custom event. This will be set crafting button. And we got this random variable, so go to designer and we need to check. So first thing, this image will be our item icon. We can also move it position x5 just so it's not directly on the edge. It will look a little bit better. Then maybe move this down. Actually, we don't even need this, which was meant to be the rarity, but we got the color here, so we'll just set that up. We can make it look a little bit different. There we go. And now, so we got item icon. We need to get this, which is item name. So item name is variable. These are the text is item type. Ticken is variable. And we also need to get this image here, which will be rarity image, and is variable as well. Compile and save. And now in the graph we'll just get the first one, so item icon, and we will set brush. We will make slate brush, open it up and get our item info, break it open, and we'll connect the item icon into image. Then we get our item name. We'll set text. Text will be the item name. Then we get the item type. We'll set what is the text as well. item type will be item type, but first we can't just connect it directly. We need to do enum to string, which will convert it for us, and then we can connect it. And now we also need to get the rarity image, so get rarity image, and we will set brush. From the brush we will make slate brush, open it up, and now we need a color, so tint, we'll make slate color, and now get our player reference, because we do have a function get rarity color, which takes item info. Actually, why does it take item info? We could have just set it up to take only rarity type. I think we will change it in the next fixes, because since I found out the structs can be bugged or something, then it's probably safer to just connect the type. But for now it's fine. We'll just connect the rarity color to delete this tint directly to tint. All right, compile and save. Now let's see if that works. That does not work because we haven't called it. So set crafting button. Yeah, always call it after this item info, because we do need item info to actually set some of these. So set crafting button and compile and save. Now it's working fine, all good. We just got one thing that I noticed is when we press on it, it's got just a little bit weird border. I don't really like it. So that's because we're setting padding to 1. So in our button, go to pressed, and we change the, actually let's turn off the tint alpha, and let's turn off the outline. I'm not sure which one is it's causing it, so turn it off. Yeah, there we go. And now we can also set up that we will now highlight them. So what we're going to do is scroll down on the button and do on-clicked event. Now we will have 2 custom events. One is going to be setting it active, and one is going to be setting it inactive. So create custom event. This one will be set button active, and create one more custom event, and this will be set button inactive. All right, and we're going to call set button active on the when we click on it. So set button active. And what it's going to do is we're going to on here we'll change the color of this whole thing. So I think it's the second border. Yeah, the second border with this tint. You can just copy the hex value, go back to graph, and now we will do, actually we don't have that border as a variable, so go back, select this second border, name this button background, is variable, and now we'll get this button background, and we'll set brush. In brush we will make slate brush, open it up, tint, now we will make a slate color, open it up, and now copy or paste the X value we copied. Now let's duplicate it first. So Control and C and Control and V. And now this first one, so when the button is active, we will just turn it all the way, not all the way, but we'll turn it dark. And then when it's inactive, we will turn it back to normal. And now, this will basically, once we click on the button, it should make it dark. But obviously we need a way to turn off the other ones, so we know which one is active. And to do that, we're going to go to our crafting button again, and here on the set button active, we will get all widgets of class, and we'll get all widgets the crafting button. So this will get all of these crafting buttons that we have created, but you need to uncheck the top level only, so it can actually get all of them, otherwise it doesn't work. Compile and save, and now from the found widgets, we're going to do for each loop. And from array element, we're going to set inactive. So this will just loop through all of these button widgets and turn it off. And now what we need to do, so when we click on it, we need to first of all, we should have done set button active. I think this we could have connected here. So when we click on it, we're going to do this. And then we're going to set button active, because first we need to turn them off before we turn it on, otherwise it would turn off the one that we're clicking on as well. So connect it like this, and then in the active, we just leave the brush. All right, compile and save. And now let's see how that works. There we go. And we got navigation. And also there's one improvement that we could do is, I feel like it feels a bit slow. What I want to do is, I want to check it as soon as I click the mouse, not when I release, which is the way it's doing it now. So in the designer, again, click on the button, go all the way down, and we'll change from click, we'll do on pressed. And just replace this on click event to on pressed. And this is just feels way faster, and I really like it that way. So, but again, it's a preference. If you want to have it on release, you can. I like to have it on press as soon as you click. And one more thing we can do is, actually I noticed we got a mistake here. Disconnect this, alt click, and set this button active on completed. Otherwise it will do it for each loop. It will try to set the button, which is not correct. So compile and save. Now in our crafting, we can just show the other window with the details as well when we click the button. So we'll create it and just select this top border, Control and D to duplicate it. Then from the scroll box down, you can delete. I thought it's going to anchor it, but let's just select anchor, Control and Shift, and select the middle. Now we'll make it maybe 800 times 800, and this will be our window where we display all the stats, all the materials that we need, and everything about the item. But we're not going to do it in this video because it's very long, so we'll have to save it for next one. And we can still display it though, so select visibility, type in visibility, do hidden, so we don't see it all the time. And now in the graph, in the crafting button, when we click on the button, so on pressed the button, we could make it visible. The problem is The crafting button is created after in the crafting widget, but it's its own widget, so we don't have a reference to the crafting itself. And the only way to get the reference is if we go to crafting button. At least not the only way, but it's the easiest way, and we will create new variable. This will be our crafting widget ref. It will be type crafting widget and the object reference, not the crafting button, but crafting object reference. Compile and save. We'll also make it instance editable and expose on spawn. I'll compile one more time. And now again, back in crafting, where we're spawning the crafting button, we'll refresh this. And now to set the widget reference, it's basically us. We need the reference to self. So get reference to self. All right. And make sure you turn on back the context sensitive if it doesn't turn on, so you don't have a bunch of rubbish in there. And now basically we set the reference for this crafting widget to the crafting button. And now we can just get the crafting widget reference, and we didn't call it anything, so go back to crafting designer. This top border will be our crafted item, so item that is being crafted, and make sure it's a variable. Compile and save. And now back in crafting button, we'll get crafted item, and we will set visibility to visible. Compile and save. Let's see if that works. Crafting. There we go. And it will open this widget, and then we'll fill up the informations that we need. All right. Perfect. I'll see you in the next video.